Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sharbi weekly update. I'm Lab. This is Hero. You might be able to hear it, but I'm a little under the weather, so I'm going to keep my talking to a minimal. But Sharbi is the queen of memes, the founders of the Sharbi Dream Factory, the token that you are paid to hold, and many other things. And we are here to give you the weekly update. We are excited for all things Sharbi. So Hero's got some good stuff to share. He's going to do most of the talking because I'm holding in coughs over here.
Oh
But
man, I'm sorry.
it's been a good week. What's up, man?
You know what? I feel great, which I think for about what 3 months straight, I came on here and I was like, I'm sick. My kids are sick. It's actually, this is a problem when you have so many kids left.
It's a fact. Yeah, they're like germ factories. So yeah, so I love that for you. So I'm glad you're doing good.
Yeah, I just had to look to make sure it wasn't week 52, but it's week 51 of the Sharbi weekly update. Week 52, we might have to do something special. I don't know what. I don't know what yet. Maybe burn some Sharbi, give away some prizes. But week 52 has to be a little special. I mean, that's some commitment and pretty crazy.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I can't believe it's been a year. So I think we should. We'll brainstorm some stuff and but I agree we should do something.
Yeah. If you guys have noticed, I've been kind of diving into work. Lunar put it best, I think, the other day. I fit about 2 months of real life work into about 3 days. So this is my commitment to Sharbi, right? I was doing some 15-hour days of coding. My presence has been a little bit, sporadic, but the community's rallied strong, and we did add a new Boom Boom Capital Fund holder this week, which once you come into the Boom Boom Capital Fund, you really don't leave. It's a thing. It's awesome to see that, and I think our continued growth is really happening before our eyes. I think if you're really looking at growth metrics, you have to look at Sharbi's growth in the idea of a startup business, and this has come up a few times in discussions recently. In that, really with the Dream Factory, with the idea that we're building out this pay to hold system, multiple chains, we've restructured our chains. Like everything is the startup business model almost, where you're getting in ground floor into a startup business where we're already making revenue, we're already profitable, and we're already sharing that revenue with our community. But also we're coming up with just super unique ways to do things that meme coins don't do, right? Like there's not other meme coins out there that have these kind of systems, in place that are really innovating like this. And there's meme coins that are innovative, they do something. Like Sharbi has done 10 things that I've never ever seen another meme coin do, right? And I think that this is something that really puts us on another level, and really over time will continue to do that. And I think that when you talk about what we're doing, and you talk about the volume isn't going crazy, or we're not spending tons of money on marketing right now, it's because we're building, right? Like we're building out this structure, we're building out our business, we're lining everything up, and we're making everything professional and also memeable, right? Like it's this balance that, again, I think it's something not there aren't very many other people doing this, right? Where they have this meme coin, but an investment fund, right? But because we're an investment fund meme coin, we're BBC Boom Boom Capital, right? Like so we are a meme coin, but we have all these professional, amazing things that we're doing, and that is our revenue share. That is building out this branding and an ecosystem, and building out the Dream Factory. The Dream Factory website right now is just model one of the website, right? Like there's going to be tons of services offered on there, and like we're going to list the services, we're going to partner with other projects, we're going to add all this kind of stuff, and it's really just ground floor, and so there is no rush with that. And I think that it's hard for people to understand because we are a meme coin, but we're not just a meme coin, right? So for us, like right now, people are like, oh, well, Ethereum, isn't moving, it's not doing anything, or Shibarium's not doing anything, or the volume on Solana is low, or the price dropped 10% today. So what? Like, that's not a model of what we're building, and that's not what we're looking at, right? Like I don't check the chart every day anymore, which is something I used to do for over a year. I did that. But now my confidence in what we have and what we're doing is so strong that I don't do that anymore, right? Like all I do is I look at the chart to add more. like
Yeah.
I really I have just full belief in what we're doing, to the utmost level. And so the challenges of like daily checking the chart or the volume isn't something that is much of a concern right now, because of what we're doing, because of what we're building, and the revenue share passive income structure, like that's and the investments, right? Like these are the three things that are like the pillars that to build off of, and the reason to hold, to buy and to hold, right?
Yeah, I've had a lot of kind of similar thoughts of it's sort of tricky because we, especially initially and obviously just in general, we are a meme coin, like, and so I think people are sort of frequently looking for the quick pump and the jump up, and like you said multiple times, like we could do that, we could have those pumps, we could throw a lot of money into some quick marketing and some influencers doing those things, but I'm not really in favor of that at this point, for two reasons. One being that it doesn't last, right? Like all these fly by night meme coins, obviously probably more than 99.9% of them have not lasted 51 weeks, right? Like we're still here, still building something, and so we have to have a longer term kind of mentality. And then the other reason that I don't like that model of like, let's just throw money at influencers and marketing and try to pump this thing, is that all you end up with when you do those things is the kind of investors that are going to dump as soon as the chart pulls back a little bit, and you're just constantly in this cycle of having to throw more money at influencers and those kind of marketing things that really do not give you sustainable growth. What we're looking for at this point are people that see the long-term vision. It's kind of like you said, if we're looking at Sharbi's model as kind of like a tech startup, well, those things take years to play out, right? Like, and generally take years before they're even making any kind of money. We're fortunate that I think the model that we've created here is going to give us a real opportunity to generate income immediately, right? We've already seen that to a relatively small degree, but still, I consider this month a huge win. Like it's crazy that it's already profitable. Like this idea of the Sharbi Dream Factory is something that we generated. I don't know, like what, maybe 2 months ago or something, or maybe it was 3 months ago, but the genesis of the idea is very recent, and so to already be making income, it's already significantly better than many other business ventures that I've gotten into. And again, 99.9% of other meme coins, right? Obviously, they're not designed to generate any kind of income for their holders. And so we're getting ready to do a second snapshot to do our first rev share payout to holders. And that is going to continue to happen as we build out the Dream Factory. And like you said, like we're in V1 right now. So the income has, exclusively come from the volume bot, which is sort of the easiest, lowest hanging fruit for that kind of thing. But we are still in a position to continue to help people with project development, with just general Web3 development, Web3 legal assistance, things like that. And so those things, as we continue to expand our network, which is what we're doing with the hot seat and other things like that, we're just going to continue to see that income, that rev share grow. And that's going to bring in the kind of investors that are just here to hold, which is what we want. We just want people that are here to hold. We're not looking for, that's the problem with a lot of those influencers. Like they're just looking to dump. They panic as soon as anything stops going up. So it's kind of it's a sucky model right now in crypto because we really don't have a lot of retail coming in yet.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? Like we watched a project, this last week, two projects spend tons of money in marketing, and all that really happened was influencers just dumped and dumped and dumped, and those are the only ones winning. And that's not what this is about. That's not what this build is about. This is not about, and us ourselves, we worked on our Ethereum launch to have, a handful, 10, 5 to 10 influencers that are, kind of there to work with us long term. And, people were selling. Like those were the first sellers on our chart were a couple of these, right? Like, and that's it's silly because it's like, well, we could have used that marketing in a totally different way, or we could have given that back to our community. And that's what it's about. That's what Sharbi's about. It's about giving back to the community. Every dollar we have is going back into the project. And every dollar I've earned, we've earned through the passive income has went back into the project. Like, I want to be clear, like last year, I had over $10,000 in passive rewards. We spent that. Like it all went back into Sharbi. I know Lab's in the same boat, right? Like every passive income dollar I've gotten, every airdrop that I've gotten through our Boom Boom Boost has gone back to Sharbi, right? Like and that's part of building the brand and part of building it. But this is a model of rewarding the community, putting back into the project, to build that. And that's what a real influencer, a real project, group should be doing, right, with their project. They should be investing in themselves, right? Like that's how you have a genuine, true, mindset is like, like when you're like, okay, well, if it's at $1 million, I'm going to invest. If it's at 500,000, I'm going to invest. If it goes up to 10 million, I'm still buying. Like, and that's, that's what we're at. Like we're building this, and we are building it out for the long term. And right now, the people that are that we hope benefits the most are those ones that buy in, hold, and we're looking for as many ways as possible to reward that. And I think that our system, our revenue generation, like Lab said, the snapshot is happening soon for our first airdrops and the start of our second month, and it's exciting. I think we do have a pretty decent amount for a first month. going back to holders. And
I think especially considering like a pretty dry month for crypto, just
right,
it's
absolutely,
I think
and these
I was just gonna,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I just think next month we're gonna start to see things turn a corner here, and I feel like the market pulled back pretty early in April this time, and so we'll see. But I'm pretty optimistic that we start to see some good things.
Yeah, and I think there's a few projects in like the celebrity meta came, and that kind of takes away from a lot of other projects, and but also it brings in people, right? And I have to get this across is that what this will end up doing is bringing money that funnels to other projects, right? Like at first it's like, oh, that hurts, that's terrible, I hate this meta. But what it's actually doing is it's giving a lot of awareness to crypto, a lot of awareness to the other chains and Solana and how things work, and bringing in people that or bringing exposure to people that normally wouldn't see it. So to think of that as a negative, and to think that that doesn't trickle down into the idea of crypto as a whole is the wrong thinking. So I love the celebrity meta. I love the fact that there's some that are fake, and but the ones that are actually really doing it and bringing people in, I mean, it's going to be great for crypto overall, as long as we educate and teach them that there are safe areas to put their money, and that's going to be an important thing going forward. But I think you're right. Going into August is going to be awesome, and I think that Sharbi's goal is to really be ready for that. And I don't know if you have it pulled up, but our Git book release this week was our biggest thing. It's been about 3 months of work have went into this Git book, all dolled up, and Patrick have done just amazing work. And I mean, this Git book is Sharbi. It really talks about our ecosystem in a way that has always been needed. And really those people that are really questioning, what Sharbi is about, have questions about, the Boom Boom Capital Boost, or our Boom Boom Capital Fund, or anything about any of the chains, how to buy, like this is a full summary of and the menu on the side. We're going to start doing like a weekly page summaries of this is the Sharbi DAO, this is and I think that this is going to be a huge driver towards bringing people into our ecosystem in a way that is professional, right? Like, talk about meme coins that are professional, right? Like, there is not a meme coin that I'm aware of that has a Git book like this. I don't know of many of the more the $1 million project, $1 million capital fund raise projects that have a Git book like this, right? Like, you have people that spend so much money to have these done, and I mean, this is one of the most professional Git books I've ever seen, and it's just amazing, right? Like, it really is something to be proud of, and to be a member of Sharbi and to be able to share this Git book with someone and be like, hey, this is the project that I'm in. Like, it's pretty hard to look at this Git book and not get excited about Sharbi. Like, if you're reading through it, it's freaking bullish. Like, what we're doing is really just it is next level for a meme coin. And so this Git book is something we need to just get in front of as many eyes as possible. If you have somebody asking questions about Sharbi, share them the Git book link. we'll definitely be having some contests around sharing this out, and some give backs to the community. But this gift book is going to be a key piece in what we're doing, and so I'm so excited that it's released and out there, and we're going to be talking about it on a lot of spaces. I have a space actually in about 20 minutes. And then we have 2 tomorrow. I think we have like 7 lined up over the next week. We're going to start putting together a calendar, I believe, for all these spaces and all these events that we have. But I think there's going to be a lot more community events happening going into July and August as well. So.
I was going to say, I think a major priority for us is, in order to make the Dream Factory successful, to continue to network, right? And so one of the best ways we found to do that.
Oh. Labby froze. I think I know where he was going. Basically that, networking is one of Sharbi's key pieces. And building our network, building our, I mean, you see it all the time. There you go. You're back.
I don't know where I was going either. Just, can you hear me?
Oh, you froze. Your screen froze. Like you're in the middle of it, but your screen froze.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah.
No. Well, I lost my train of thought now, but I was just going to say, we just want to network, and so if you have connections of any projects that do AMAs, or like, get us connected. Like, that's all we're looking to do, is just connect with people and to get as much exposure for the Dream Factory as we can for future clients, really is ultimately the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is our strength, right? Like that has been our strength, and our network is still paying off from early days, right? Like, you still see Kid and Walt inviting us to spaces. You still see, Canine Finance posted a video on their bone crusher this week, and Sharbi was the rewards token for their bone crusher. I think, that, LTD and Shib Dream and the Shib teams are still mentioning us, right? Like, Lady T invited us on a space last week, with a lot of the Politify people, right? Like, all these things are happening, and we are, continuing to build that. And, Fake News invited us on an AMA this week. And from that AMA, we have an AMA tomorrow with an influencer. So, like, these AMAs, while they don't, crazy increase price, or what they're doing is they're building our awareness. Like, people are becoming aware of Sharbi. Our brand is growing, and you saw a lot of the group from Doug the Duck come in, from Bombo come in, from Fake News come in, and now they're there daily. Like, even if they're not making a lot of noise, you see them, once in a while making comments or liking something. So now they're in our Telegram, and they're paying attention to what we're doing, and we're going to work with those projects, right? And this is the networking that we're doing, and the network we're building through this, through these hot seats, through these AMAs. And I feel like the hot seat, we have some really great ideas going forward. We do have our 3 projects booked for this week already for Monday, and they're all, some great projects. And then I think we're talking about setting up a really big one with some of our bigger partners and connections for the Monday after that, like having one where maybe we can break some viewership records. And then from there, we're talking about, like, having projects maybe give prizes that we give away in our Telegram, right, to our community. So every week we could be giving away, prizes to our community just for being in our community, and that's going to bring in more people. And then every Monday, all of a sudden, you have, prizes going out every week. I don't know. These are just things that we're talking about and putting into place. But this hot seat is something we've gotten almost 2,000 viewers on 2 weeks in a row now. And we had 900 live, like almost 700 live. I mean, these numbers are hard to match, right?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I was looking, that one 2 weeks ago went over 2,000, and then I think this one from last Monday, it's closing in on 1,700. So
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. Yeah. So, and I think we'll see it keep growing. I think it's a format that people enjoy, where it's digestible, it's different than your typical AMA. It's a good setup.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that the replayability, rewatchability is obviously there, and it's definitely different, right? Like, it's not just like attending a space and you're like, okay, well, there's the space. You have people coming on video, you have video, demos. Like, we were able to show like the fake news videos and the Bombo, video game. We were able to show Meme Alliance and their video, their shooter. Like, these things that we're able to show are super cool. So it's a different format, and it's, again, unique. What we're doing there is unique, and there's a lot of people that do similar things or try to do similar things, and it's hard to be that successful with it. So it is something that is a tribute to our community, to our brand, and to what we're growing. So super excited. Like, I feel like we are on the precipice of like this amazing thing that's building out before our eyes. And I think that going into August with the Toronto is really where my sights are for, like, when we start looking at where our market caps really are going to want to be, right? And until then, it's buy up as much supply, burn as much supply, get as many strong holders, and build that holder base to where, when our charts move big, like, they don't get sold off. And I think that's really the most important thing, right? Like, we want to be able to market that effectively, to where all this volume coming in that people chase is going to bring profits to these people that are our long-term holders, but also we are able to continue to build up and continue to build floors, and we're doing that. So that's it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think we're about to see some really cool things happen. We've spent the last several months really finding our lane and creating what we're going to be. And so now it's kind of nice, because it's like, okay, well, let's just focus and let's just do what we're going to do and build this thing up. And so it's fun. It's been fun to see it kind of just organically evolve. Yeah, thank you everybody who's stuck around. It's that's one of my favorite things about Sharbi, is just the cool people that I've gotten to meet and be friends with. So I appreciate all of you. And I say we wrap this up so that you can have a 10-minute break before your next one.
Yeah, I need another monster.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, have a good weekend. Thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah, feel better, man. We'll talk to you next week. Big week next week.
Yeah, talk to you Monday. Bye.
All right.